Hello, everyone. My name is Tucker, and welcome back to our Russian Fishing for Float Fishing career. So, did a little bit between episodes here. So, between episode 5 and 6, I cut up the existing 100 potatoes I already bought, and then I purchased another 100 potatoes. So, we got our bait harvesting up to 15.2%. I also purchased and brewed another 20T, and then I went and got our free spin rod from Cottage Pond just because I was around midnight, so it was an easy thing to go grab. Not really going to use that anytime soon. I just wanted to grab it, so I had it for that extra free reel. As far as today's goals, we want to catch fish. We want to work on bait harvesting again. That's kind of our main goal, is to slowly level up, get silver, work on bait harvesting. So I would like to get a second starter plus float rod. One thing I did look at is, while the rod itself supports more weight, the line on it does not. So we need about another 110 silver to update the line on both the two starter plus reels or rods. So that's kind of my long term goal. I don't expect to get this today. I do want to get to 20% bait harvesting to unlock pearl barley before level 12, and then start looking into bolognese rods, and as well start looking into light and ultralight setups for bonus XP. But so we are night fishing here. I did catch a few fish between the last clip and this one. I got tied up with something and had already tossed the rods in the water. So didn't catch anything major. We did get a couple of small gudgeon, and we did get one marker gudgeon, which there is a gudgeon order out there. I was kind of testing a site I saw on the VK website, but we'll see if we go back. I may go back to that when the night comes up, or when the sun comes up, when the night ends. Right now, I'm trying to get some rough because there is a rough order and we need some silver. It's kind of a warm night here at Winding. It's 15 degrees at 1 a.m. Seeing a bit of a nibble on both of our float rods right now. Small gibble. Another small gibble. Today may just not be my day. I was thinking for tomorrow, I've got some time during that 4-letter W word where I can be listening to something and fishing. So I may do some time lapse or insert multiple clips of catching fish and just grind out some levels, try and get up to level 11 tomorrow. Seriously, no fish. The way it was moving around, I swear I had something there. There we go. Now it's starting to cool off a little bit. It's going to rain here tomorrow, too, unfortunately. Today should be a nice sunny day. Another gibble. We're on the gibble tonight. Let's move a little bit over. Let's see if that helps. Main goal here is rough. There was a 44-gram rough order, and unfortunately the two rough we caught are below that. And honestly, not seeing a lot of action tonight. Small gibble. I hit the wrong button. Pulled the wrong rod out and didn't realize it until too late. Well, with no luck here, I'm going to go back to the Gudgeon spot and see what we can do. Especially since the sun's already coming out. And I'm going to modify what they were doing for the way I think would work better. So I'm going to actually float it. So I was looking at VK and they've got a spot over here just on the other side of the bridge where they were casting out basically a float fish rod at a depth that was so deep that it was basically bottom fishing. So it was dragging along the ground and not moving. I may put one rod like that and set my other one up to actually float. 7386, just kind of off this white log here, birch log. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this one with worm on it, and we'll cast it out about 70%. And you can see how the float's laying on its side, so it's definitely not floating in the water. I want to go ahead and toss my bottom rod out as well. And then I'm going to put, so they were using a sandwich bait of caddisfly and worm. I'm going to try caddisfly on this one with a depth of about 70. And actually let it float and see what luck we have. So it's still early. I'm not expecting much, but worth a shot. Basically, I'm letting this one drift with the current, watching the other one float, see if it just starts moving or moving downstream. Typically is what happens when you get a bite here. And then when this one reaches the end of the line, I pick it up, move it, and set it back down again. So I'm starting to see some nibbles on 2. I have gotten to the end of 1, and I saw enough to make me think there was a fish on 2. There definitely was. I think it was a perch. Yep. Small perch. We'll go and cast 2 back out there, see what happens, and recast rod 1. This is really where I want Bolognese rods, is for fishing winding like this, because you can cast it out and just let it float downriver. Keep an eye on the float camera, and then Bolognese rods still have a reel on it, so you can reel it in. Seen indications of a bite on 2 again. Another perch. Really, we're targeting here at Winding. We are targeting the Gudgeon, which are very small fish. All-time records are 200 gram. And the VK site, that was the person on VK that was doing this, was very much a high-level fisher. Had match rods, had sandwich baits unlocked, so we can't match it exactly at this level, but I wanted to do something different today. Well, I've had a lot of luck with Gudgeon, where we're sitting at the end of the line like this. not getting the floating with current, but just letting it kind of float at the end of your line. So that's what I was doing there, just seeing if we could spur a bite. I do expect this to be a little bit slow. There was something there. I think it was a nace, and I just missed it. Nace or dace. Two's looking like it's moving. Not quite enough for me to say for sure. Ooh, nice gudgeon. 70 grams, 78 experience points. I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Let's try 90. Basically want to be just above the ground with this rod. Nice dace. 185 XP. I think it was the first dace we've caught. Definitely saw a fish on 2 there. Small perch. So if you notice, the drifting with current disappeared there because a fish is attacking it, or we might have been dragging the ground, but I think we had a fish biting. Another small dace. 2's got something on it. Nope. Just faked me out. That's a decent fish. Little chub. Wrong rod. Another chub. Dace. I think whatever was on 2 just popped off. Yep. Looked like a perch. This is where the walrus stick might actually be a little bit better because it is a little bit longer, so we can get a little bit of a better cast. Nice. Perch. Another red worm. Trying to tighten it up there, and you can't do that when you're holding a shovel. So I am going to switch things up a little bit. I want to take the hook off this one, and I want to grab our new walrus stick. So the walrus stick is what we just got in the Float Fisher Starter Plus kit. So we'll put the small hook on it and put worm on it. And it's a little bit longer than anything we've got so far, which means we can cast it out a little bit further. And I think I forgot to adjust the depth on it. Actually, I know I forgot to adjust the depth on it. So I think the downside is right now both floats are the same color. I should probably switch one of them up. First fish on the walrus is a perch. And I need to take this off and put that on. So I like having two different color floats. It just makes it easier to tell which rod is which. And this is how float fishing in rivers really works is you kind of track your cast down the river, you let it float, pick it up, and then recast it. think we got a Gudgeon here. Yep. I really need more small hooks. That may be one thing we work towards with what silver we get from this is buying more small hooks. Although I think at level 12, not only do you open Berg, but you also open a little bit more of a selection of hooks as well. That's level 12, which we're still a ways off of. I mean, keep in mind, we're getting a couple of hundred XP, 100 or so XP for these fish. And we need another 8,000, 8,000 to get to level 11. And then we'll need another 15,000, I think, to get to level 12, if not more. First zebra mussel, and I think there were a couple zebra mussel orders. Caddisfly has not been successful, so unfortunately I think I may have wasted some silver on Caddisfly, although we'll use it later anyway. But I think we bought a 30 pack for $8.50 between episodes. Marker perch. Probably not worth a lot, but surprised me a bit. Nope. I couldn't tell. It looked like it was acting like there might have been something on it. And with float fishing on the river, you do have to be pretty quick on the trigger because the fish will pull it down real quick and then it'll be out of their grasp. There we go. Another small gudgeon. So it's proof they're here. I just may not have the equipment to get the trophies. I spent all my points. I do have one more point, but we'll go ahead and put that into using telescopic rod. I expect to be using telerods more than anything else for quite some time. Think I'm boring my dog. He just rolled over upside down on his back. Come on, server. Small days. I know we've got a fish on our bottom rod. That's actually what I was trying to catch. But then saw two start getting a bite. Now one's getting a bite. And I missed one. Wasn't ready for it. Let's see if we still have this one on. We do. Small roach. I got too close to the edge and couldn't put down rod one there. So I missed the bite on rod two because of that. Oh, I just saw the little dock over there for the first time. That might be something we have to try fishing off of. I think I have moved a little bit to the left from where I really want to be fishing here. The days have been decent experience points at least. Decent little perch there. Confused myself with which rod was which. I am gonna go ahead and just come over here onto this dock and see what happens. This is where I'd like to have a bolo rod, which I don't even think we've unlocked bolo rods yet. Let's go with a longer clip here so we get a little bit further out into the river. See if that helps. Felt like a muscle. Well, today doesn't feel like it's been super productive. We have caught some decent fish. Not a lot of experience points, unfortunately, either. But sometimes that's how fishing goes. And speaking of that, I think this is a decent perch. Yep. Go to about 5 p.m. and then wrap today up. Did not think I had that fish on there. Since we're so close to the cafe, let's go see what we've got. Gudgeon wise, I'd like to get one or two more smaller ones if we can. Bleak, we haven't caught any. No perch order. No sleepers. One of four roaches. Dace need to be bigger than anything we've caught. Zebra mussel bigger than what we've caught. So nothing really major from the cafe. As far as the Gudgeon go, uh, not too bad for silver, but it's still worth turning it into the cafe over just selling the fish by itself. So I know we've got the bottom rod, but I saw a hit here. Unfortunately, it was not the fish I thought it was. Like how I have a 15-meter clip and just hit a new personal record for 12-meter cast. We're not even getting the cast out to the clip. I really need to switch that up. The last time I was doing this, my walrus stick was always rod 1. That's why I keep picking it up when I mean to be picking up the Gamma. Ooh, surprise, decent Gudgeon. I was actually thinking about wrapping it up, but then we catch a good fish. So basically on the red rod, I'm looking for that one to just start moving at all, and the walrus stick with the white float, I'm looking for it to shoot off to the right. I'm not seeing any activity, and it's getting late. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. We'll go sell the fish we have caught. My guess is today's going to be, unfortunately, a little bit light, but it was something different, and I wanted to try something different today. So we did catch some new fish that we hadn't caught before. So it was still a worthwhile day, especially for lower levels. So Gudgeon, we'll sell our 5 smallest here for 15. Nothing else we were caught. We'll go over to the fish market. Small sleeper for basically nothing. The half-kilo chub was worth 1 silver. Small roach worth nothing. We did catch a crucian while float fishing for rough. That was worth 1. Dace, mostly small ones, not worth a lot. The 1 marker was worth 2. So, not bad. Bunch of small gibbles. Nace was small. Perch, if we sort by price. A couple of them were over a silver. 2 rough that were about a silver each. Small white bream. Small zebra mussel. And then gudgeon. 2 biggest were each a little over 2. So we made about 30 silver today. And so not the best day for silver. Tomorrow will hopefully be better. And tomorrow, like I said, I may do a lot of grinding, try and get us up to level 11 and just have a bunch of different fish captures in there. I'll try and still show every fish we catch. But that'll wrap things up for today. I appreciate everyone watching, and we'll see you all back here tomorrow. Have a good one.